Hello dears! Welcome to another episode of Bake Me Up Buttercup, the baking show brought to you by a talking dog. That's me, of course! One of my favorite US holidays is coming up, and that is Thanksgiving! In honor of the holiday, I thought we would share a fun twist on a traditional staple. We are making a pecan pie! But not just any pecan pie. A chocolate maple pecan pie. Goodness gracious, I can't wait to dig into this one. Let's go! Every good pie starts with a delicious pie crust. I will walk you through the steps of how I make my pie crust from scratch. In the bowl of a food processor, combine 2½ cups of flour, 1/4 cup granulated sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Pulse these together until they are combined. Next, you will add 1/2 cup of butter and 1/2 cup shortening. It's important that these be very cold. I have cut them into small pieces and frozen them for about 30 minutes. Pulse these together until the mixture forms coarse pea-sized pieces. A note about your fats. I use half shortening here because I love the flaky texture it gives to pie crusts, but you are more than welcome to use butter if you prefer not to use shortening. Now, pour your mixture into a separate bowl. Sprinkle in 2 tablespoons of ice water and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Blend together with a fork until the mixture just begins to hold its shape. You will likely need to add more ice water, so slowly add 1 tablespoon at a time until your desired consistency is reached. Transfer to a lightly floured surface. Gently press the dough into a disc shape and flatten it slightly. Wrap the contents in plastic wrap and then place in the refrigerator to rest for at least 30 minutes. Now that our dough is chilled, we can roll it out and place it into our pie dish. I am using a 9-inch deep dish pie plate for my pie, so my directions will be for that size. On a clean and lightly floured surface, roll your pie crust to roughly 12-inch diameter and 1/8 inch thickness. If it's straight from the refrigerator, you may need to give it a few good whacks to soften it up a bit before rolling. When I roll out my pie crusts, I start in the middle of the dough and roll outward, rotating and flipping occasionally to keep it from sticking. Don't worry if you notice some cracks here and there, just gently press them back together. Now, carefully transfer your crust into your pie dish. Make sure that you have greased your pie dish well first to prevent any sticking. Once transferred, coax the crust into all corners very gently. Avoid stretching the dough too much. Cut off any excess dough around the edges. Now decorating the edges is all up to you. You can go for some fancy crimps or other designs, however, I'm going a nice simple route. For this method, you just take a fork and gently press the tines along the edge of the crust, all the way around. An easy and classic look. Place your prepared pie crust back in the fridge while we work on our filling. All right, for our first step, we will combine 3 tablespoons of butter, 3/4 cup dark brown sugar, and 1 cup maple syrup in a small saucepan. Set over a medium heat and stir until ingredients are combined and the butter is fully melted. Add in 1 tablespoon of flour and whisk well. Continue stirring over medium heat until the mixture comes to a simmer. Once simmering, remove from the heat and set aside to cool slightly. In a large bowl, add 3 eggs and whisk together. Add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon maple extract, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. The maple extract is optional, but I love that extra mapley flavor that it adds. Stir these together well. Now we will very slowly add the warmed syrup mixture into our egg mixture, whisking constantly as you do. You don't want to add the mixture all at once because you risk scrambling your eggs with the hot mixture. No one wants a scrambled egg pecan pie. Oh dear. Once that is all incorporated, add in 1 cup of lightly chopped pecans and 1/2 cup lightly chopped semi-sweet or bittersweet chocolate chips. Now, if you're more of a purist when it comes to pecan pies, or just not a fan of chocolate, feel free to leave out the chocolate chips. The pie will still be delightful. Carefully pour this mixture into our chilled pie shell. Arrange an additional 1 cup of pecan halves over top of the filling in any pattern you choose. Now our pie is ready for the oven, but before we do that, I want to show you a neat trick for protecting your pie crust from burning. Oftentimes, when a pie needs to be baked for a long period of time, you can risk the edges of the pie crust cooking faster than the rest of the pie. To help prevent that, we will create a shield around the edges of the crust using aluminum foil. Our first step is to measure out a sheet of aluminum foil that will cover the entire pie. Fold the sheet in half, and then fold it again into quarters. On the side that is open, cut off a rounded corner. Next, make a cut from around the center of the foil, following the same curve. Carefully unfold this piece of foil, and you will have a donut-like piece that should fit nicely around the edges of your pie crust. Isn't that neat? Now that our crust is properly protected, we will place the pie in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for 30 minutes. Next, we will carefully remove the foil shield and continue baking for another 10 to 15 minutes, or until the filling has set. The pie will need to cool for several hours before slicing into pieces for serving. Oh, now my house smells like Thanksgiving and I love it! Just look at this wonderful pie! Classic gooey pecan pie texture with a fantastic flavor pairing of maple and chocolate together. Try it for yourself and it may become a new holiday staple. I hope you enjoyed following along with this recipe. Be sure to stay tuned for even more holiday-themed recipes. And speaking of the holidays, did you know I have new designs that just went live in my RedBubble shop? The incredible ButteredBee has created this adorable design. Plus, it even comes in an alternate color palette for the season. You can get both designs on a variety of fun items. Perfect gifts for the baking fans in your life. Find the link to my RedBubble store down below. Until next time, mwah!